There we go. Okay, we should be live. Hey, everybody, hope you can see us. We're back. Where we going last week? Where were we going last week? Right? We were doing no show.
We had a no-show last week.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We were busy.
Busy.
I was in Ohio for a week.
I was not.
Buckeye State.
Oh. I didn't even check to make sure this was.
You want to know how to find.
Okay.
Everything's working?
Jess, you got a heater going?
No.
What do I hear?
I have nothing going. I filled the fish tank. My heater
Hold
is
on.
not turned on.
Shh. It's not Jesse. It's me,
I think
Chad.
it's you.
No, I think it is me.
I think it is you.
Hold on.
I did. I did notice as soon as you hit live, there was
It's
like
like
a hum.
Right?
It's
You
a
hear it.
hum.
That's
Uh-huh.
it sounds like your heater.
Yeah. No, my heater's not on.
All right, whatever.
Apparently, Jesse did not get the Star Wars T-shirt memo.
I don't think I own a Star Wars shirt.
Yes, you do.
To be honest, I do.
Get rid of
It's
it.
like I got a Dagobah Star Wars Empire Strikes Back shirt for Father's Day.
Mhm.
Those are all just words. I hear lots of those words. They mean nothing.
They mean nothing.
No.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. Go, geocache, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means it's once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Birch. We have our co-host Shorty, and it's in the next room.
Hello.
Hey, and please welcome to my virtual left, my other co-host, Chaz427.
Howdy, y'all. Are you ready for story time?
Yes, Jedi.
I wasn't on my page. I was down at the bottom of the page. I was trying to
Obviously.
scroll up.
What's my
real
line?
quick.
What's my
Well,
line?
what did I put
You
in there?
literally wrote it, you know.
Yeah, I literally wrote it, but like hours ago.
Tonight's episode 821, recorded live on June 26, 2024, is the Geocaching Story Time. Phone lines are open, so give us a call, 808-468-7924. That's 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, you can call us free via the web at collinstudio.com/show/GCPC. Yeah, guys, Geocaching Story Time. Give us a call tonight. Tell us a geocaching story we haven't heard.
I just thought of
Could be
another
this
one.
year, could be past years. I don't care. Tell us a story you haven't heard. It's story time here. It's like sitting at an event, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Like sitting at an event and just telling
I
stories.
love sitting at an event
Telling
and shooting the crap.
All right, guys, give us a call. 808-468-7924. Phone lines are now open, guys. Here, I'll even put on the banner for you guys. You have boop. There you go. Now you can even see the number. But Chad, before we get to this show, we got to talk about Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it costs a lot of money. Pay the bills. Costs a lot of money to make this show work. There's two ways you can help us out. You go to paypal.me. That's paypal.me/the Geocaching Podcast. And you make that one-time donation. Don't care what it is. Go straight to the bills. Or, Chad, you join Patreon.
You get anything with that?
You do. You get extra audio, extra video, only available to our Patreon members. You get stickers and pins and path tags and coins and all this good stuff. You get Patreon-only shows, the end of the year giveaway show. Chad, did you get the gift I sent you the other day?
No, I
Probably
haven't
not
received
yet.
anything.
Not
recently.
yet. When did you
Probably
send
not
it out,
yet.
Jess? Monday?
I sent it out Monday, but it didn't go out to the mail in the mail
Oh, so
till
you'll get it-
just
you'll get it
yesterday.
end of the week.
Oh, and Ken, your GeoCoin is in the mail. So I finally got it shipped off on Monday. So it's in the mail.
We got. Did we tell him what we were doing? I don't remember, Jess. Did we tell him? I obviously can't recall if I remember if we told the listeners what we were doing.
Who was
For
doing?
Midwest, what we were doing.
Oh no, it's a huge surprise.
Okay, so
Come
Chad, the surprise is
find
coming to you, Chad.
You're going to get a sneak peek of the surprise.
You're getting a sneak peek of the surprise.
We have a
Oh, awesome.
super fun surprise
For people, well, you got to
For
finish that.
people who are attending Midwest Geobash,
Yes.
come find me or
Oh,
Scott.
find us.
We have very limited edition special something. That's going to be
Yes.
really fun.
Yes. So you definitely want that. Chad,
And
we're giving away,
you got to
Chad.
yell, "Beam me up, Scotty," to Scott Burks
That'll-
to get it.
Chaz is way better than that. It's not going to work. But Chad, yours is on its way. You get
Thank
yours
you.
charged, so yours is on its way. Okay, so guys, you want to join Patreon and see videos and all this good stuff, you can. You go to patreon.com. You could help us out. We'd really appreciate it. It costs a lot to make this show work. And the bill, we just got the bill for this thing for StreamYard just hit us with a drop.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's what a big drop on us. So guys, you can help us out. You can. You go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
Tonight, we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine write in the rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Maxed's Body Company. Maxed's Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Bee Gone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Maxed's Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxedsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group. With adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL, if you have an idea for shirt design and cannot find it, you've gone to the right place. Give them the opportunity to show you how they can enhance your caching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And by pattags.com for all your swag and pattern needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade our log tags, or to purchase your own personalized pat tags. With over 50,000 tags to collect, pattags.com is everything you need to start your pat tag obsession. Visit them at pattags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com.
And by Geocaching Adventures LLC. Geocaching Adventures is a full-service travel agency. Full service travel agency specializing in creating the ultimate worldwide geocaching adventure for cachers and non-cachers alike. What could be better than having your geocaching bucket list vacation all planned and led by a traveling expert? Learn more by visiting them at geocachingadventuresllc.com. That's geocachingadventuresllc.com.
And finally, by GeoGo. Go caching with GeoGo, the geocaching app for Android that includes a Where I Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you're an advanced geocacher, GeoGo helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk TB logging, and much more. Learn more by visiting them at geogo.com. That's GEOOH-go.com.
And as always, Jade, you can find links to our sponsors on our website or
in our show notes.
in our show notes. That's right, Chad. Yes. Do have some news here. A little bit of a someone put that in there. I don't know if it was just your Chad.
I mean, I pay attention to the news.
Okay. Well then,
Ooh.
it's all yours then. Go for it.
Well, do you remember like 2 weeks ago we had this mysterious message show up
I don't know.
in our porch cache?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
Message in our porch cache?
There was this weird message in our porch cache, and we asked our listeners to help us decipher it. It was
on social media, you mean?
on social media.
Yes, I do.
Well, apparently other people also got that message,
Oh yeah.
and it's been deciphered.
Oh yeah. What did it say?
It said, I mean, we can go into this more next week, but
Oh, okay, we'll go into
kind
next.
of it. Should we go into it now?
So
Oh,
did
okay.
anyone find the cipher, or did they do it brute force like I did it?
It's Star Wars, isn't it?
I don't think so.
No, it's not Star Wars.
I don't have a Star Wars.
It
so I
looked
don't know.
very reminiscent to it. And,
It sure did.
But,
I didn't
but
solve
it was not.
but it looked like Star Wars. I don't know.
I don't know.
Was it?
But in any case, it's been deciphered, and it's the announcement of the summer souvenir promotion. You know, our annual
Right.
find more caches, earn points.
Sure.
And it's going to be a little bit different this year. It'll be fun. They are focusing on Earth caches, 5 points for Earth caches, and events, 3 points for events, and then some other stuff. And we can go in and talk more in detail next week in our Cache or Coffee. But then there's also a community event. So if the entire community as a whole earns a certain number of points, then everyone who's participated will get the community souvenir. So I think it's kind of fun, a little different this year.
You're gonna pull a Chad there and just sit on all the Earth caches that you have.
You know, I mean, maybe I still have. I've been very slowly going back and logging my Earth caches that I did on my 10-day trip because, you know, I was on a time crunch. So I would just like, oh, there's an Earth cache here. Okay, there's a sign. Let me take some pictures of the sign. Let me take a picture of the surrounding. I'll read it later. And then I'm like crossing my fingers, hoping I got the right information, right? So then I have to go back and try to match up the pictures with the location and all of that. So I've been slowly trying to figure them all out and send them all in, and I have 10 left to log, so I'm not gonna save them though. I'll log them the day I actually found them.
Okay. Yeah,
so maybe they'll get people to put more Earth caches out. We can go visit more fens.
Probably not. Remember the time when they told us like stop putting that stuff out? Remember that?
No, but they're promoting it this year. Remember we got new guidelines
and they were like, oh, don't stop putting fens out.
No. Oh, because there's so fens.
Right, there's so many.
No,
they were like fighting you on it. Like I remember people saying like, I'm getting denied an Earth cache.
No more oxbows.
Right.
We do have an email as well.
I got mail.
Oh, Kettle Moraine.
I got mail. Yay.
This is from DC Sunshine. I don't know where she's from. Sorry, DC Sunshine. Hey, John. I'm assuming it's a woman. Sorry, apologize. Sunshine. Women.
I think Denise,
is
maybe?
it? I don't know.
I think maybe.
Hey, GCPC. Love the show. Jesse is my favorite host.
Oh,
hey now.
Thank you very much. It's very sweet.
No bueno.
Made my day. I am no bueno.
I've got a what would you do question for the community about requesting a cache be archived. I found a cache that was hidden in 2013. It had 4 DNFs prior. It has not been found for 3 years until I came across it. Wait. So it's not archived. It has been found since 2013. It had 4 DNFs. It never got flagged for a. That's amazing. That's a reviewer issue, I think. Isn't it?
Well, no, keep going because there's keep going.
Okay. The DNFs were from cachers who felt the terrain rating wasn't accurate and weren't prepared to hike down a ravine and into a creek. The cache is at 2.5, 3. It's not a high demand area for caching, and since 2013, it's been found 40 times, 8 of which are from 2020 on. The chords were accurate. The cache is well hidden. The cache is right next to the creek. I know it's underwater multiple times a year. It was very dirty inside. Logs were wet and have been for years. The cache itself was in okay condition. It's a plastic jar where nuts such as almonds or trail mix come in. The CO only has 1 hide, this one, and 30 finds. I suspect they're long stopped caching and there are no records of cache maintenance ever. I've debated if I should request an archive for this cache. There's a lot wrong with it, as I've noted. But on the other hand, it's still usable, still there, and findable. Given its age and how long it goes lonely, I don't want to take this out of play. I believe if it is archived, no one will go clean it up, so what's the point? Might as well let people look for it. What would you do? Chad,
I would most definitely would not put a needs archived on it. Number one, those three DNFs are not DNFs, they're DNAs. They did not attempt. So they wussed out.
Yep.
And sorry, a 3 terrain, you can have some pretty rugged terrain. It might not be what your area considers for a 3 terrain, but 3 terrain can be pretty difficult area to get down into.
Sure.
And, it's definitely not a 5 terrain because no special equipment is required. I can't really say whether it should possibly be a 4.5. That might be so, but that's a lot of that is, I don't want to say personal opinion, but the difficulty level. I see things in one area where a 3 would be a 4.5 in lots of areas, or be even a 2 in some areas. The up and down, for example, in my area, doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot in terms of the terrain. You might get a little uptick, but not much. It would be more like, how dangerous is that up and down?
Good. I agree with all that. Jesse, to you.
I agree with all that. I personally, I would not put a needs archive on it. It is still there. It is findable. The courts are good. If people choose not to go for it, then that's on them. If no one were to go actually pick up the container, now you have trash out there. So yeah, I would say just leave it. I mean, it'd be different if the container was broken, but
Right.
if it's there and it's still
It's in
findable,
shape. Yeah, it's in good shape.
yeah. I
And
mean,
I
there
agree. And
there are also
maybe
people that like to find lonely caches,
yes,
and this would be considered, 3 years is a pretty good lonely cache find.
I
Yep.
would be all over that.
Absolutely.
I would be all over it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Nothing I
agree.
like better than finding a cache after 4 DNFs. Love
Sure.
it.
Oh, for sure.
My favorite thing.
Yeah. No,
And
I think that's a great question, but and I think that the chat, I'm seeing in the chat room too, they're all agreeing with us that this situation, I don't think warrants a needs archive.
no, I would. What I would do if it was me, first of all, I think that you might get more hits now that somebody's found it. I think anybody who's watching it might be, oh, it is there. Okay, I'm going for it.
Right.
Second, I would also, in my log, I would say, like, this is, this might not be rating appropriate. This, be prepared to do this. Be prepared to go down a ravine. Go prepared to go
Right.
into water. Because even if it's not there in the attributes, somebody should say it just so people are aware of that before they trek out there.
But I wonder if that also depends on the time of year, because I mean, obviously, after a good rainfall, there might be more water. It might be more treacherous. It could be slippery or whatever the word is. Where other times of the year might be super easy to get to.
Sure.
So
Good
there's
call.
there's a lot of variables. And also GSM times 2 mentions the new wording is needs reviewer attention.
Oh.
So the reviewer would then be able to make the decision.
Make that call.
Yeah. But I do think if the container's there and it's findable
and it's clean,
the
logs are
leave it there.
Yeah.
Especially
like I said, if there's a find on it, someone might go for it now.
Yeah. I mean, and isn't that crazy to think that like 2013 caches are old?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like 11
years old.
3 years before that.
11 years old. Yeah.
I've been caching 2 years by then.
I've cached in 2009.
Sure.
I think. Do I have an 8? I don't know if I have an 08. I know I have an 09. Wow. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Sunshine. DC Sunshine. That's a good question. Good question. And the universe seems to agree with you. The GCP's universe seems to agree with you here. Not to archive it anyway. So tonight's show, guys, give us a call, 808-468-7924, 808 God Swag. It is geocaching story time. Tell us a story, anything you want to tell us. We do have a caller here. We've got let's see who we got. We have got, is this Indiana? Hello, Dan?
Hey, thanks for getting my call. So what I've loved in the 2 years that I've been caching is seeing the kindness of strangers. And I'm going to give an example of one. So I was out in Denver, Colorado for a work thing, and I really wanted to see Casa Bonita. If you don't know, it's made popular by South Park. It just opened it. I found that just in the last year, and this was back in October of last year, so within the last year, there's a cache owner that put out like a bunch of different caches for Casa Bonita, like a mystery, a traditional, multi, and then if you go to all these places of where I go, and then there's basically a bonus. So I was like, great, I can pick up multi caches for a Uber trip out there. So I solved the mystery, took an Uber, talked about geocaching, got to Casa Bonita, couldn't get in because it was reservation only. So I was like, okay, it's all right. So I walked to the different locations, and when I got to the Where I Go cartridge wasn't working on my iPhone. So I messaged the cache owner, and I was like, hey, what's the final coordinates for this series of caches? And they messaged me back, and I said I'm in town from Indiana, and they go, where in Indiana? And I was like, well, Richmond, Indiana. And they go, call me. So the cache owner gives me their number. I called them, and he goes, well, my mom wants to go pick you up because she graduated from the high school from the town that you're from.
Aww.
I was like, that's awesome. And then they picked me up. The cache owner's name is Joe Friday, and he had like a bunch of Mountain Man coins, like the original coins. So I got to discover those and see those for the first time. And they picked me up and took me to she's an 80-year-old woman, took me to the cemetery where they have the adventure lab, gave me the answers, picked up a bunch of and the bonus find, and then drove me back downtown for my hotel. And I was just like, man, only geocaching would someone say, hey, an 80-year-old woman picked me up and took me back to my hotel, and we had fun in the process, just sharing about the same town that we're from.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Why I love this community.
Yeah, it's a great story. Yeah, I'm sure I have a story like that as well. I have one like that. I don't know if Jesse or Chad. I mean, I have one where I was in 2012.
It was before me.
Before Jesse, I was going for I took a trip down south, and I was staying in a hotel that night, and then I sent out a call. Hey, anybody want to, I'm here tonight. Anybody want to join me? A cashier picked me up from my hotel, took me caching the whole day. It was awesome. We never met.
I thought you were going to talk about your Canada story, your New York trip. Same thing happened there.
Oh, same. Well, that was a listener. That was a listener.
Yeah, but still, I mean, same thing. Someone you've never met picks you up,
picked us up, drove us to Canada.
Yeah,
for Christ's sake.
Wow.
Spent the whole day caching with us. Yeah, it was great. It's an amazing community, and I'm glad, Dan, that you're getting good stories, because there's plenty of bad ones as well, but they're mostly good, because it's a great community of people who love to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Definitely.
that's a great one. That's a good story, buddy. Well done.
Heck, you guys drove through town. You found one of my caches. I made suggestions to a restaurant, and you went there. So
you did.
I love this. I love this community.
Yeah.
We came out. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Your cache was awesome. I totally remember.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know so many people, like, I've gotten stories of people that have did you really find this, and some bad experience, but like as a whole, most people that I've met have been awesome, been great. And I think that gets overlooked a lot of times. And especially when you're a new person going to an event, like, it can be awkward and stuff. And like, I've started hosting events monthly in my town, and people have been coming. It's been great to get to know people. It's been good to hear the experiences, and good to hear and connect with people. And I'm going to my first Midwest Geo Bash this year.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Find us.
That should be fun.
You got to find.
I will try. So
it's not that hard.
My kids with me for the first time. So, and it should be good. But no, I thought that story in Colorado was a perfect example. And then I didn't even realize at the time the significance of the geocoins that I got to see in my hands.
Yeah.
In the book.
That's cool.
Because I got to see like the first ones that were ever produced. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's
really
mountain bike,
exciting.
right? Isn't that
Mountain bike? Yeah, mountain bike.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe you had those. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I took pictures of all of them because I don't think people would believe me, but also because I need to discover them later, so it made me feel better. So, but appreciate you guys, all you do, and I love the podcast.
Thanks, buddy. You be well. We'll talk soon.
Yep. Bye.
Okay. Speaking of, here's a fun. Here. This is interesting. Speaking of, we got Illinois on the call. Hello.
Hello.
So, Cody Dog. I know this isn't your story. Tell everybody about our first meeting and what happened.
our first meeting, did you know that it's 2 days from now? It'll be 13 years.
You're kidding. Oh my God.
2
That's
days.
insane.
Friday is our 13th friendiversary.
Friendiversary. Jesse's laughing because she can't believe you know that.
Yeah, that seems like a very female caching partner thing to have observed.
Jesse, unfortunately, Jesse, I don't know the first day we cached together. I apologize.
I do.
You do.
I do.
So I met Aaron at a cache. We all know, I think we all know this story. And after, this is the point of getting into a car with somebody. Afterwards, I'm like, dude, you want to go for an FTF? And he was like, yeah, let's go. Hopped into my car, doesn't know who the hell I am. Hops in my car, and we go to a different preserve to go get an FTF. Didn't know who I was. I could have been a murderer.
I mean, Scott, I did the same thing, but we at least like knew of
We
each
knew
other,
each other,
you and I. But
Yeah,
like
you
the
hopped
first
in.
time, but like the first time we met face to face in person, you know, I got in, we went caching.
Yeah.
Same with Wheels 00. Like
same with Wheels
I
00.
had never met him face to face. He was like, "Come on, you want to go?" I'm like, "Okay, sure,
Yeah.
let's go." And hopped in the car, and we had a great night.
I've done that with a number of cachers after meeting them at events, and a couple of times after happening to run into each other at a FTF or just a regular cache find. And it's like, hey, you want to go caching together?
Right.
And
yeah.
Oh my God, after
like
events,
driving off and
hopped in people's cars after
sure.
events back in the day. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Didn't even know who they
that's
were.
awesome.
Absolutely. All right, Cody Dog, you got a good story?
So there's a story but I'll let Browntown tell it.
Why don't you let Jesse tell it? Go tell the story. I wish do we have video of it? Do we have video of it? Because
I do have video of it. We could tell the story in like a joint story.
Audio of it.
We do. I have a video. It's amazing.
Okay, so Cody, start the story.
Okay, so there was a group of us. We decided to go out to a forest preserve. It's like late winter.
It's winter.
And,
Yeah, it's winter.
we had to do a creek crossing. And
Chad, a creek crossing.
Downtown, what happened?
A creek crossing, Chad.
Well,
I made it okay.
A couple people made it across, and there were one person on the far side recording as people are crossing, because you never know what you might catch on video. And I was
are we crossing on a log across the creek?
Okay. We are crossing on a fallen log.
Because I'm kind of expecting that, but it wasn't clarified.
Yes.
And just to make Cody a little more foolish, it was a pretty big log.
It was a huge.
It wasn't like it was a tiny. It was.
It was a huge.
I did it with
log.
no problem.
Yeah. So Cody gets this giant stick, and he's like, I'm going to use this as my balance to cross over the log. And as he's crossing over, I'm watching from the back, and there's other people in front of him recording him. So we have this on video from like multiple angles. As he's crossing over, he puts the stick down in the water, and the stick just like completely disintegrates into nothing.
And he just goes with the stick. With the stick into the drink. Winter time. Winter time.
It's cold. His feet are soaking wet. So I'm like,
up to his knee. Cody, were you up to your ankles or knees? How far was it?
Yeah, it was up. I mean, his pants were soaking wet. Yeah, so I had to
Cody
try.
knew, like, he's like, my day is just about done.
Yeah, so we left.
In a matter of time.
We left the group and had to go buy Aaron some new dry shoes.
Yeah, we did buy Aaron new shoes.
Wow.
Aaron, where did we go to buy your shoes? Do you remember? Was it Walmart?
No, we went to Kohl's.
Kohl's.
Okay. Kohl's. I had to buy a new pair of shoes because I'm like, man, we drove all this way and I'm done for the day.
Yeah, we got new shoes. And
do you have audio of that, Jess?
I don't know. I'd have to find it. I'll see if I can find the video, because it is. I've watched it. I watched it like
so good.
100 times after that day, because it is the funniest thing. Like
Cody's falling into the waters,
and it just disintegrates, and he just goes straight down right off the log.
Yeah, he put all his trust in that stick, and it just failed him miserably.
But I mean, the funniest part was like not more than 5 minutes before that, I had a misstep, and I stepped a little bit into the creek and the water came up over the top of my shoe, but I had, of course, my hand knit wool socks on, and so my feet were dry because
Right.
the socks absorbed the water, and I was completely fine. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, your feet are soaking wet." I'm like, "No, I'm fine. My feet are dry. This is why I wear wool socks." But poor Aaron.
But not Aaron. Aaron, it wasn't your best day.
Is there more to the story?
No,
Aaron, are you there? Cody Dog.
Bored.
did he leave us?
I think he's gone.
He's gone. He left.
It
Oh my
says he's
god.
on, but he's not on.
That was
Yeah.
the funniest story. I'll see if I can find the video.
I somewhat jumped off of a log in January, but it was in Houston. So while it was cold, it wasn't that cold. But and somewhere out on the interwebs, there's a video of it, and I had an excuse. Well, as I get about 3/4 of the way across the log, I see the coral snake sitting on the other end.
Ooh.
Of the log, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going any further, and I'm not, and I'm focusing on the snake, and I'm starting to lose my balance, and it's like I just jumped into the water. It's like, screw this.
Yeah.
Funny.
I think it's crazy that Cody and I have been friends for 13 years. That's nuts. That is crazy.
13 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Wait, so Jess, how is that possible? It must be 12 years. Jess, how long have we
You and I have known each
how long
other?
have we been together for?
12 years.
It'll be 13 years in December, right? Or be 12
No,
years in December.
12 years.
Be 12 years in December. Okay. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay. 'Cause I met about a year before you.
Yeah. Yeah. You and Aaron have known each other longer.
That makes sense. Because I was confused. I'm like, I thought we were coming up on 13, but we're
Nope,
like,
12. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I know. Feels like all right. Chad, to you.
All right.
Guys, give us a call 808-468-7924. Tell us a geocaching story. We want to hear your best story. Not even your best. Tell us a story. This year, past years, we don't care. Tell us a good story we haven't heard yet because they're fun and we love to hear them. Give us a call. Chad, to you.
So I'm gonna go with TTIIIX3, or it's totally tubular, 3 in Roman numerals times 3. So it was the first geocache that I went to, and had to go to a store to go get something in order to make it work. We needed to go find a pair of jumper cables because it required 12 volts access.
Sure.
And but we should have just hung around. It took us about 20 minutes to get to a like an auto zone or something and make our way back. By the time we got back, there were already about 10 people there at the cache. We ended up having a mini event with around 30 geocachers overall showing up, and we kept on sending the cache up and down out of the container. So it was a black PVC with 2 bolts kind of on either side that if you add 12 volts to it, it raises an old car antenna. Remember the old electric car antennas, and it would push it out the top, and then you put it backwards, and it would suck it back down into the tube. But that was one of the first major impromptu caches, but also going out to specifically buy something in order to obtain the cache impulsively. It's like right then and there. It's like, I need jumper cables.
You didn't have jumper cables in your car?
It wasn't my car. It was a rental car.
Oh, it's that makes sense. Okay,
that was Seattle.
Yeah. We didn't have jumper cables one time on a road trip, and there was a farmer nearby.
Yes.
And I'm like rummaging through the car looking for my jumper cables, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And this farmer's watching us like, what are these people doing? So he comes over like, you guys okay? And we're like, oh boy, okay. So explain to the guy, what we're doing, and show him this box there. And he's like, I've always wondered what that was. He's like, this is my property over here, and I never knew what that was. And I'm like, you don't happen to have a jumper cable, do you? Well, sure. Yeah, no problem. So he goes, he gets like the dirtiest, nastiest jumper cable ever. And so we showed him
On
how
video.
it worked.
On a Patreon.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way.
actually, that's a patron video.
It's a Patreon video.
Nice.
Yeah, that was funny. Thank goodness for the farmer.
Yes, thank goodness for the farmer. He saved us. He did. He absolutely did. We got Minnesota on the line here. Minnesota, hello.
Hey, Scott, Jesse, and Chad.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, this is Captain Geography, formerly ESAP 2.
I heard you change your name.
Yeah, I rebranded a little bit.
Captain Geography is fantastic. Also, like it.
Yeah, Jessie came to me the other day. She's like, "Do you know what Captain Geography is?" I'm like, "No." Yeah. There now we know.
I felt like it was a little easier to say than like ESAP 2 because I say ESAP and people are like, "What's an ESAP?"
I know what ESAP is.
This is.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm calling about. I recently found the Brazilian 8 cache.
Oh, nice! Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Well done.
But the kind of the significance of the story is I found man-made horrors, or not man-made, but horrors of ticks that I found in Brazil. So I hiked down the trail. I'm in Intervales Park, and I hike all the way down. It hadn't been found in a while, so it's pretty overgrown. I'm dodging under bamboo, climbing over bamboo. I find the cache. Then later that night, I get back to the lodge that they have there at the park, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm kind of itchy. And so I look down, and there's like a lot of like very, very small black dots on me. I was like, was I that sweaty that like I just like absorbed all of, like the branches and like debris from the forest? And then I look really, really closely, and I see these tiny little legs popping out. And I realized that I have the tiniest little tits on my skin that I've ever seen. And it just it's so horrible. And then I look more and more, and there's about 50 on my left arm. I look on my right arm, there's about 50. I look on my legs, there's untold amounts. So I spent the whole rest of the night trying to pick off these tiny, tiny little tits that I couldn't even feel because they're so small. I mean, you could barely see them with your visible eye.
What did you do? Did you use?
I have no.
Did you use like tweezers or like duct tape or? I mean,
question. Yeah, or just pick them off with your hand.
I mean, they're almost too small for tweezers. I was just using my fingernails.
Where did you throw them? Did you throw them on the ground? Like, where are they gonna pop right back out?
No, I couldn't throw them. It's like they're too small to even throw. You couldn't even really sense that they were in your hand. So I'd go to the sink and I'd turn on the water and like just wash them off down in the sink.
Oh,
but
man.
I mean, I repeated this process at least 10 times when I thought it was done, and then I'd feel them crawling again.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's just so horrible. And I was like, I don't know what diseases kids have in Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I don't want disease left on me. So,
absolutely.
Right.
There was also a big cockroach I also had to catch in the room. Like a car, like a Hot Wheel size cockroach.
Hot Wheel. Oh my God.
That sounds like a Madagascar and hissing cockroach.
I mean, maybe. I mean, Chaz, you were there. I don't know if you saw anything like that.
I didn't see any cockroaches. I did see a beetle that was probably, I'd say, 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter.
Ooh.
So it was a pretty gnarly beetle. Thankfully, I didn't see any ticks. I did get bit by a spider, but it was not a bad one. So.
There you go. Well, here.
That's a great.
Here to not get bit by the bad ones.
Yep.
That's a great story, man. That's pretty gross. That's pretty gross. That's a good one. I've never heard that. Supposedly, Jim RKY says they're deer ticks. I used to get them out reading oil field meters.
No. Okay. I'm well aware of what a deer tick is. I cache all the time in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
These are not deer ticks. These are way smaller than deer ticks because there's wood ticks, which are fairly large. There's deer tits, which when full grown, they're pretty small, but you can still at least like see them.
Mm-hmm.
These were literally so tiny, you could barely see them. And I have good eyesight. I'm pretty sure if I was a different skin color, I wouldn't have even noticed them because they would have just blended in with my skin.
Oh God.
I mean, it was just so
bazillion
horrible.
ticks.
I've never seen, because if you look at like a tick life cycle, there's kind of three life cycle or three stages. There's the midge stage, which is the stage when they were just hatched, and I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Then there's like the adult, which is what you normally see, and then there's like the engorged stage, which is when they have a bunch of blood in them.
Sure.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Wear long pants if you go to Brazil. Is the moral of the story.
Now I'm itchy.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the call. That's pretty gross. Well done.
All right.
Be well.
Good. Thanks for having me. All right.
You know, Jesse and I just went out, Chad, and we had ticks. Jesse, what did we pull up?
Oh my God. I lost count at like 60.
Like
the
last patron video we had, guys. You see us going through the tall grass. I would see Jesse's leg to be no ticks. She'd walk one step, I'd see her leg again. There'd be like 3 ticks on her. It was like that fast. It was
ridiculous. We were pulling them off. Oh, it was so gross.
Yeah, it was one of those like get into the like house and strip, and like she's just pulling ticks off me. She's like, oh, you have 5 over here and you have 3 over here.
Yeah, that sounds like what we experienced in Oklahoma when we were doing the Star of Oklahoma. So many friggin' ticks. So Linda's in the chat room. She can vouch for that. I think it was it Debbie maybe that had the most of them on there. We stopped at a Buc-ee's and they went into the restroom and was like, we took 40 ticks off of so and so.
Yeah, they were jumping on that day as fast as we could pull
Oh my
them
God,
off.
they would Jesse would stop, she would stop,
Yeah.
she would pull them off, she'd take a step and they'd be back.
But the craziest thing was, like, in that preserve, they were that bad, but across the street in the preserve right next door, totally fine. Not a one. It was very strange.
Yeah. It's just
knock on wood, I have only had 2 ticks on me from geocaching.
Oh God.
Oh my, that's it? Wow.
Millions.
That's it.
Millions.
God, over the years, I can't even count.
Or I should say that have like attached into my skin.
Oh, I've only had
I've
attach.
I've had a few on my clothing and stuff that I've seen and knocked off, but
a few. Yeah. Oh, I've had a couple attached. Yes, I've had that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, lovely. Yep. We've got California on the line. California's here. California, hello.
Hello, sir.
What's up, man?
Hello, kid. So I have a combination of the nice geocaching community and what the heck was she thinking story. And this happened at Woodstock 15 in Asheville, Tennessee. Asheville, North Carolina. And basically what happened is I left my driver's license at the TSA checkpoint in LAX. So when I went to rent my car in North Carolina, they wouldn't rent it to me.
Oh no!
They could take that driving without a license thing very seriously.
Yeah.
So I wound up paying for a ride to get to Asheville. Fair amount of money, as a matter of fact. Well, to save a little bit of money on the way back, I, at lunch, carried around a sign, need a ride to the airport Sunday afternoon, and just showed it to hundreds of people. And out of the blue, Susan Angel, who is a much younger female from Florida, says, I'm going on Sunday to the airport. Yeah, come on with me. And I'm like, okay, well, this worked out well. And it worked out fantastic, just like the nice community. We went out and we got the oldest multi in the world and a lot of first and cash across America and all kinds of things that she had planned to do and had a great time. And she's wound up being a really good friend. We've actually gone geocaching over at the Going Ape, and she came out one time, flew out on a really cheap flight to go to a Cedo that I was doing. So yeah, just nice person.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if it,
Example of the nice community, and what the heck was she thinking?
I wonder if any states or places are starting to like recognize the DMV apps. So I don't know if Illinois has it. California has a DMV wallet app, and so it's legal to drive in California with just your phone with the app. Because
Oh, look at that.
so
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
if
wow.
if I click on it, it'll show up more of the
Yeah.
information so that they can get it and verify your age and everything.
I don't think Illinois is that up to date. Illinois is
No.
pretty crappy.
No. I mean, I can't imagine an Illinois app. Their website's awful.
I can't even get an appointment. Like, can you want me to? Really?
I was just in Joliet, Illinois, and
Hey, now.
had to use coins in a parking meter. And,
What are coins?
Coin? You mean a
they're
nickel?
a little behind. I mean, actual coins. I couldn't use my credit card. I couldn't tap. I had
No
to
app.
put a coin in. Well, and actually, I didn't have to, because the meter still had 50 minutes on it, and we were going to be able to do what we needed to do in 50
that's
minutes.
funny.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to explain to my
All
kid.
right.
I had to explain to my kid what I don't know. Do most states now have open road tolling, or do most states not have open road tolling? Do you know what that is?
Most do now.
I think Chad's
think
looking at me dumbfounded.
Ohio's the last
open
one
road
to convert.
Open
tolls.
Yeah,
The
open
tolls.
road tolling. So you don't have to stop and like have a gate come up. You could just drive straight through.
Oh yeah, well most states have like so Texas has the Easy Pass. They
Yeah,
have
right,
some
but-
sort of pass system.
But do you have to stop to let the gate go up?
No, I mean
Well,
I've
okay.
been
it's
doing
open
that.
road.
I've been doing it since 1996 with
Okay, well, it's
an Easy Pass
surprising.
in
No,
Texas.
some
And
states still have the gate. Believe it or not.
there are some places where if you don't have the Easy Pass, that you'd have to go over and to one of the gated ones and pay with cash. I still see that on occasion. But then you got places. There's some places even here in California and in Washington I see where there's you don't even need like an Easy Pass system. They use license plate readers, and
Right.
they send you a bill in the mail.
Right. So my son, we were going to Ohio, and Ohio they're in the process of switching over. And so he asked me what's going on, why, and I was explaining to him how the gates, how back in the 90s, early 90s, you'd have to give them money. You'd have to actually pay them with change. There'd be one manned one, and the rest would be machines. You'd have to throw money, and then the gate would open up. And like, that's such a foreign concept to that generation. Like that and payphones and all that. It's such a foreign concept.
You throw change in the big basket and boom.
What a concept they know nothing about, and they never will. That generation. It's amazing.
Right.
Yeah. So sorry. That made me think of it with the change. That like oh god. Remember we all had change in the drawer or in the ashtray. Or something like that,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places where I would go on business trips and stuff, and I would make sure that I had change with me specifically because I expected to be going through tolls that I got to pay money for.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just. Can you still pay tolls with money? Can you still do that?
No, you have to go online and pay if you don't have a transponder. Most states.
Most states, yeah, most of them have. I do see a few in some places, but not many anymore.
Yeah.
Funny.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Tell us a story.
Okay. Well, I have a few stories. I had to think long and hard about this because, we've told most of the stories, like all the good stories. So I had to go through and think about what I've done so far this year. We're already halfway through the year. What have I done? You know what I just did this past week? I went on my very first college campus tour with my son, who's going to be a senior. We went to Western Kentucky University, where I've been, and I've found caches on that campus before.
We both.
But as we're walking along on this tour with this huge group of, I don't know, like 30 people or so, I'm looking at my geocaching app going, I know there's got to be some new caches on this campus. It's been so long since we've been here.
Oh, years.
So sure enough, there's a virtual, and it's at one of the places that we are stopping for this tour. And so I kind of snuck off and did the virtual, and like, oh, I'm just over here looking at this, no big deal, don't mind me, in the middle of this college tour. And then I had a laugh because it was a Jim RKY virtual.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was pretty fun. That is GC 891KK. So that was fun.
Nice one. A Jim RKY virtual.
Jim RKY virtual in the middle of a college campus tour.
So get this, Chad.
Mhm.
I'm ankle deep in water a few days ago. Okay. Ankle almost up to my shins in water. And there's a tunnel in front of me.
Mhm.
And there's a tunnel to the left of me. Okay. Now there's a cache right on the outside of the tunnel. So I'm in the water.
I hope these are
Something-
just storm drains.
Yeah, they are storm drains. Something is swimming up to me. I hear it in the tunnel swimming to me. I can't see it. I hear it. Okay. So I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. Unfortunately, it's a nano. And the
Mhm.
nano is just being completely
Stubborn.
unfriendly as a nano can be, you know. So being completely unfriendly. So
Is it one of the metal ones?
Yeah,
So the
metal,
nano could be
absolutely. Yep,
anywhere.
yeah, luckily it was right there. So I'm working on it and I'm eyeing and I'm working and I'm eyeing and I'm working on it and I'm eyeing, and I hear the splashing getting closer. I'm like, oh God. And all of a sudden it starts screaming at me. This animal starts bleh, 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 right? And so I'm like, hand to God, my response is the Cody dog bark. My response is that's my response to this thing. And this thing, I see it. I don't know what the hell it is because it's soaking wet. I don't know what it is. It's big and it's wet and it's screaming at me. So I start barking at it, and it quickly turns and goes into the other tunnel. Bolts into the other tunnel because I was barking at it. So I go, hell with this. And I literally like say, screw this, hop out of the water because I got to get this thing. I get out of the water, get back on land. I finally get the stupid nano outside, put that together, get back into the water and put the thing back. But like, I don't know what the hell it was. I mean, what could it have been? It wasn't a rat. What could it have been?
I don't think Nutria have gotten that far north.
I don't know what it was. I couldn't tell what the hell it was, but it was.
Did it look anything like maybe similar to a prairie dog ish, or how big was it?
Around here? It had prairie dog size, but we don't have prairie dogs around here. It wasn't a raccoon. It wasn't like
it wasn't a rat.
It wasn't a rat.
So, but the Nutria will bark. Will kind of have
it screamed at me. It screamed.
Yeah, they can do like a screaming.
He was pissed, or she
barkish sound. But I don't think Nutria have made it that far north.
I don't
muskrat. Know. Jim Stark saying muskrat. I guess that's possible.
I don't know. So yeah, that's my story. Chad, to you. That's
to me. I gotta scroll back down. I would say one of my fondest memories was walking around New Orleans French Quarter with my friend Traveling Geek, geocaching. So we were on our way to Geo Woodstock, and we did a stopover in New Orleans, and so hitting they had a bunch of great virtuals in the French Quarter area, plus a bunch of really intricate hides in the French Quarter, so you're finding geocaches with bunches of people around and stuff, like one's up underneath the menu display kind of thing, and one's down a short alley and with the water down pipes that are from the 1800s, in one of those. But just taking you around some of the historic areas and stuff. So I like taking little adventures that take you around some historic areas and districts and stuff like that, especially if they got some good virtuals.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
Nothing scary. Nothing jumped out at me. No beads were thrown.
No beads were thrown. Well, you weren't doing. You didn't take your top off. Get the beads thrown at you, Chad.
Yeah,
We all know how it works.
that was the point.
We all know how that works. Jesse, to you.
Okay, so my next story was I don't want to say I DNF'd this cache because I didn't really even get close enough to look. So when Cam and I, my son, my 17-year-old son, and I were on a 11-day road trip from here. We went all the way out to Washington and back and stopped at a whole bunch of national parks and everything along the way. We were out in Washington and we stopped at Twin Sisters Rock, right along the Columbia River. Beautiful drive. If you're ever that way, drive that drive. There's tons of earth caches, lots of caches along the way, right along the Columbia River. Anyway, there's Twin Sisters Rock is there, and it's this huge rock formation. And there's a Native American story that goes along with it about why they're there. It's two sisters that the coyote punished and turned them into stone for them to live their eternity there. And then the third sister is a cave down the road. I don't know. That's the story. In any case, a cave. Yeah, the third sister was punished and turned into a cave. So in any case, like the 3 days that we're in North Dakota, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington is like the windiest days that they've ever had. I was talking to somebody at one of the national parks properties, and she said, and I asked her, like, is it always this windy? She said, no, this is absolutely insane. I mean, the winds were like, they were so bad. I took a picture of my son leaning forward into the wind, and he's at like probably I don't know, 60-degree angle, and the wind is holding him up. In any case, so there's a cache up at the top of these rock formations, and it was a pretty good DT, like I don't know, it was like a 3.5 terrain maybe. And so I'm like, well, let's go. There was also I think there was also an earth cache right there. So we get that, and then I'm like, well, it's like 400 feet just right up the rocks, right? So let's go. So we start climbing up, and the wind is blowing us so hard, and I'm so nervous walking up this narrow path right on the edge of the cliff, trying to wind our way around these huge rock formations. And we're like crawling on our hands and knees so we don't get blown over by the wind. We were within easily 100 feet of the cache. And I finally am like, this is not worth it. We need to call it. And sadly, we turned around and called it. And I'm like, nope, we are not finishing this at all. So
within 100 feet?
Yeah, we were within 100 feet. But I mean, it was terrifyingly windy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very windy. So I actually posted a note. I didn't post a DNF because in my opinion, that's not a DNF.
Right.
So I posted some pictures of us, trying to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty funny. You can actually see in the pictures how windy it is. And it is GC 997P8. It's in Wallula, Washington, called Wallula Dune Buggy, and it's a 2-4. So it is a good terrain. But yeah, no, that was a big nope.
4, yeah, that's a pretty good terrain.
Yep.
Okay, I got one more, and we're going. One more. Okay, I'm gonna go the Fizzy Wizzy Adventure Series. We did this adventure series. So what this is, guys, it's a series in the woods, probably about 20 caches. Chad, supposedly it's like the 20 hardest DT combos you can find.
Okay.
The ones we all struggle to get those DTs, right? So a bunch of us, God, was there 15, 20 people just went out.
Huge group
to get these caches. And this is the word. This is all day. We're there most of the day. By like 1 or 2 o'clock, Jess and I have to go. I think the dogs have been in the cage since 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Rats have been in the crate since 8 o'clock. We gotta go. But there's like 5 left of these. And we're like,
and they're all where I goes, and they're all like really good DTs.
Yeah.
It's a whole fizzy of where I goes.
The super hard
Mhm.
DTs, the ones you can never get, the ones that like you struggle to get when you're trying to
Oh, yeah.
finish your grid. It's those. So meanwhile, Jess and I both went there because we were only 2 away from our next fizzy. We were only 2 away, 2 DTs away. So we'd spend the whole morning there. As part of the afternoon, we have to leave. The group, there's like 5 left. The group goes on to get the other 5. It turns out the other 5 are the 2 I need.
Mhm.
So
I need one of them too.
I spent the whole day. I got nothing I needed. Well, granted, I still got DTs, but I got
Right.
nothing I needed. Nothing I
Mhm.
needed.
Yeah.
Well, did you bump those other ones
Yeah,
up?
but the other
Yeah,
ones
but-
are like at 15 and 20.
okay, they're at
other ones
15
are
and
like- the
20.
ones
If they're
I need are
still,
like
I would say if they're under
106.
10,
No, they're like
those are the
106.
ones is like I
Yeah.
want. Yeah,
It was
I've got like a handful that are still under 10 that I want to get 2 5s, a 7, no 2 7s, an 8, a couple 9s.
Yeah, it was like I was like, oh come on, man. It was a great day. It was a lot of fun. Hey, we got those, but it's just funny that like Jesse and I have to go back because like it's the ones we needed. At least I
Right.
needed. I think
Yeah.
Jesse needs one of them, if not more.
Yeah, I need one of those.
You
Yeah,
need that 1 4.5, the 4
yeah.
1 or something.
Yeah, but these caches are like so far up the trees that you actually need 2 of those, big long extendable poles
Mhm.
duct taped together just to get them. And so
Yeah, they're way high up there.
yeah, we don't have the 2. So
Yeah.
I have something funny. I just saw a text in a group of a bunch of our geocaching friends here in the area, and it's a screenshot of a log that somebody got on their cache that's out in the woods. And the log says, it's just a write note. It's not a DNF. It's not anything. It's just a write note. And it says, do not venture into the forest. Walked 5 feet in and got a tick.
Do not venture. Oh my goodness, you got a tick. That's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's about the show we have today. Everybody, thank you for calling in. We really, truly appreciate it. For Geocaching Storytime, guys, as always, if you didn't know, if you go to our website, geocachingpodcast.com, you go to this show's page, you can see our show notes. It's Jesse, Chad, and I all have other caches that we have done and talked about that didn't get to on this show. So if you want to see those, you can. You just go to geocachingpodcast.com and look at the show notes. They're usually up 20 minutes after the show is over. At night, by the way. So if you're listening to us later or a different day, it's up there already. So so that's about it, guys. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. It's always fun to have these every once in a while. It's been a while since we've had one, so it's good just to tell some stories. It's fun. Oh, gee, sometimes Sue says, lucky he didn't get a ticket, Beverly. You ain't gonna I'm surprised you didn't get a ticket, Beverly. Beverly's known for a ticky.
Yeah, so some people are just tick magnets too, and other people aren't. So
some people luck out. Yeah.
So Kay was the one, not Debbie, that I was talking about in Oklahoma, and she is a tick magnet. Me, I'm pretty tick unfriendly and mosquito unfriendly, to be honest, but which is a good thing to be, especially as a geocacher.
Yeah. So, yeah, we appreciate you guys. Chad,
sir.
Next week. Wait, great show. I loved the story about Cody Dog. Oh, Cody Dog. Yeah.
Well, I'll see if we can find the video and get Cody's permission to post it, because it is really funny.
It's so good. Cody.
The best part of it is seeing everybody else just doubled over in laughter.
I mean, the stick just disappeared. I mean, it's just disappeared. He put all his hope, all his dreams into that stick, and it just failed him miserably.
So I was thinking that he wouldn't have found the bottom, and he would have
failed him
overbalanced, but I guess it just disintegrated on him. That's even better.
He's just holding like the top 10 inches of the stick in his hand, like what?
And then he conceded to it. He's like, I'm going in. Just conceded. He's like, yep.
Yeah, that's the best thing. If you're overbalancing on it, just jump off and feet plant as opposed
right
to
in the middle
flop.
too. He had he was all in. He was right in the middle. Like not even close to the edge. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cody. Yeah, it's with this video.
Oh
It's
my
great.
goodness.
Yeah,
I'll see what I can dig up.
It's good. Yeah. All right, Chad. Next week. Thank you. Whoever said that. I can't remember.
Neltra.
Yeah, to wrap us back around. She says, I would love to see that video. Yeah, maybe we'll post it at social if Cody lets us. If not, we'll play it on the show. He can't stop us from doing
Maybe we'll sneak it out to our patrons.
it. Maybe we'll sneak it out to the patrons.
I don't think Cody's even a patron. He would never know.
You would never know.
Never know.
Never know. All right, Chad, next week's show. Where are my notes here? Next week's show is a Cash Coffee. It's already July, isn't it? Oh, Lord.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. All right, guys, next week's show is a Cash or Coffee show. You know what that means. We're talking about anything.
Means it's hot outside.
It means it's hot. It means it's July and it's hot outside. So, everybody, thank you so much, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Everybody be well and be safe. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archived video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available wherever you find your favorite podcasts. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click that subscribe or get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $5, you will get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/thegeocaching-podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cashly, Logwork, FDF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Odds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Art and Crafted, PatTags.com, Geocaching Adventures LLC, and GeoGo. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we'll talk to you guys next week. And we're clear. All right, thanks, guys. We will talk to everybody next week. Everybody be well and be safe. And all right, have a good one. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.